cheers that we've been seeing all week long. This is the first woman ever to lead a presidential ticket for a major party. I talked to many California delegates this week who told me that this is a momentous milestone for our country, regardless of party affiliation. And although this is an historic nomination, the women I talked to today said it's a great start, but we really have a long way to go. So I wanted to show you some of the numbers that show on a state level and a federal level just how underrepresented women are in politics. Take a look here at our state numbers. According to the latest numbers by the Center for American Women in Politics, in the state Senate, only 12 out of 40 are women. In the state assembly, only 19 out of 80 members are women. And then on the federal level, 20 women make up the 100 seats in the U.S. Senate, and in the U.S. House, out of the 435 members, only 84 are women. Now, they say that this lays the foundation that they're going to start building on. Tomorrow, we'll be talking to more of our California delegation. Again, the fourth and final night here of the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia. Brian and Edie, back to you.
All right, Kelly, thank you.
And Kelly will be covering the convention through tomorrow night when Hillary Clinton gives her big speech. And Kelly will give us all the action from inside the arena as well as the reaction from the California delegation.
Also tonight, investigators, that is, are looking into how a small plane crashed into a fuel truck in Tuolumne County. 4 people were killed as that plane crashed this afternoon at the Columbia Airport. KCRA 3's Linda Muma was there moments later, and she has more on that investigation.
Tuolumne County Sheriff deputies are trying to piece together what caused this late 1950s or early 1960s twin-engine aircraft to crash.
The plane was coming in this way from the north and heading towards the south here when it veered off of the runway.
A witness tells KCRA 3 the crash was like a scene from a movie. Members of the Air National Guard were refueling a helicopter about 100 feet away when he saw what another man identified as a Cessna 310 coming right at them. They say once the plane landed, it left the tarmac and hit the fuel truck, causing it to rapidly catch fire.
When emergency crews showed up to the scene, it was completely engulfed.
One man told me several people tried to pull the pilot and his 3 passengers from the plane, but the fire was burning so hot so fast they couldn't get close enough to the cockpit. All 4 people died in the fire.
And there's no traffic control here at this airport, so there's no communication with the aircrafts.
While investigators work to identify the 4 victims and what led up to this crash, witnesses tell me he was a local pilot with a family, and right now they're too distraught to talk. At the Columbia Airport, Linda Muma, KCRA 3 News.
And Linda also reports that the National Transportation Safety Board is heading to Tuolumne County from Colorado tomorrow to investigate that crash. All right, turning now to our weather, and we'll give you a live look at Sacramento tonight. We are getting ready for another day of triple-digit heat.
It looks harmless enough in the picture, doesn't it? But it is awfully warm still tonight, Eileen.
It is. However, it is nowhere near as warm, at least here in Sacramento, as it was last evening. A good sign there that we'll wake up to a nice cool start tomorrow morning. Yes, we are in day 5 of this heat wave. It started on Saturday, and we've kind of taken the roller coaster here. Yesterday, we got to 108. Today, 107. We were 1 degree shy in Sacramento of the record, but we did reach 107 in Modesto, and we tied the record there. Stockton, we were safe from records. Same thing around Marysville. But boy, it was a hot one this afternoon. But that breeze started coming up a little bit this evening, and that really helped us out. That helped to take the edge off the heat a little more quickly than last evening. 78 is the temperature now in Sacramento. We're down to 70 in Fairfield, 50s along the coast. So it's really cool there. But look at Modesto, still hanging on to some of that heat. It's 91. We're ranging in the 80s in the foothills and very comfortably up in the Sierra. It's in the 60s, but we're 6 degrees cooler in Sacramento, 7 degrees cooler in Fairfield. So that means I do think that tomorrow morning it'll be a cooler start. That'll be great. We'll just see how hot we're going to get in the afternoon when we look at the forecast ahead. Back to you.
All right, Eileen. New tonight, the victims of an unsolved murder in Elk Grove are being honored with a new community park. It will be built on Atrio Circle in the Madera East community by the year 2018. And tonight, the City Council voted unanimously to name the park the Sing and Carr Park in their memories. And KCRA 3's Natalie Brunell is live in Elk Grove with reaction from one of the victims' sons. Natalie?
Well, Brian, it's been 5 years since that murder, and tonight the family tells me naming the park after these men helps them brings them one step closer to closure. Today, it's not much of a sight. 5 acres of dried grass and dirt. But in 2 years, the vision is a beautiful park and playground in the memory of 2 Elk Grove men, Garmej Atwal and Surinder Singh. They were gunned down on Stockton Boulevard in March 2011.
It hurts, really.
Kamaljit Atwal says his family is still mourning the loss of his father, Garmej.
Once the family member is lost, you cannot fulfill that loss.
But they will now have a place to honor his memory.
Welcome to the Elk Grove City Council meeting.
Elk Grove City Council voted tonight to name this future recreation area the Singh and Carr Park.
It will promote awareness and tolerance in the community about the Sikhs.
It's a dedication 5 years in the making with the help of Amar Shergill of the American Sikh Public Affairs Association.
We want to remember the families, 2 people, 2 grandfathers that were the bedrock, heart and soul of this community. We also want to remember this issue, that a crime happened.
A crime that remains unsolved. Police believe the shooter was driving a gold or tan raised pickup truck, but they still don't have a suspect description or motive.
Our detectives are still, they're working leads that occasionally come in. As you might imagine, that's slowed down, unfortunately, over the years, but it's still an open case. We're still encouraging anybody with any information on this case to please bring it forward.
And that's what the families hope the park's name will do. Remind people to come forward and serve as a lasting legacy of their family in Elk Grove.
And the Elk Grove community knows a lot about the Sikh community.
Now, there are no renderings of the park or the memorial sign just yet, but the city says construction is expected to begin in 2018. Reporting live in Elk Grove, Natalie Brunell, KCRA 3 News.
And Natalie, what about a reward in the investigation? Is there one?
There is. It's still that $57,000 reward that was offered back in 2011, and it's for anyone who has information that leads to an arrest.
All right. Sometimes the smallest details can help police connect some dots. All right. Thanks, Natalie.
Also on the Elk Grove City Council agenda tonight, whether to put 2 big issues on the November ballot. These would both have likely cost residents more money. The first concerns making the mayor and city council member jobs full-time with full-time salaries. Tonight, the council decided that measure will not appear on the ballot.
And the council also voted against the idea of a half-cent sales tax on the ballot. The city says the money would have gone toward the general city services, but the critics have said that it would have put one of the biggest tax burdens in Sacramento County on the residents of Elk Grove.
All right, we are continuing to follow some breaking news. A bright light that was seen in the skies over our area and across western states. We'll have an update in 60 seconds.
As days of triple-digit temperatures begin to take their toll on Northern California, we'll show you what some of our neighbors are doing to try to keep cool.
And we'll introduce you to a South Sacramento 12-year-old who is wise beyond his years, how he's urging his peers to follow in his footsteps and leading by a positive example. That breaking news we're following is that light in the sky, just a bright one streaming overhead, and it's been spotted across our area and into other states.
A lot of people seeing this. Eileen has been trying to gather more information. What have you learned, Eileen?
Well, it seems that our entire area, at least if you're outside, you saw it. It was very bright and it was long lasting, and it might be a meteor, might be a large meteor, it could be space debris, considering just how long it streaked in the sky. This video is actually from Utah. Yes, it was seen in many other states as well, Nevada and into Utah. Some of the best video from Utah and Vegas being seen now. And this was the streak that was seen, and this is Matt Holt that had this video, and this was over Utah. Look how long lasting the streak was and how long it took for all that debris to kind of fizzle out there in the sky above. We also have a picture from Manteca, so some of our viewers seeing this across the skies this evening, and this was sent in from Caitlin in Manteca, and this all happened just before 10 o'clock this evening. People all over our area, including in Elk Grove and up towards Lincoln, reported seeing this streak in the sky. We also have video from Stockton of this streak moving across the sky. Of course, it's hard to capture this. Your hand kind of moves a little bit, but that is the streak seen in and around Stockton this evening. That was sent in in just a short while ago. We also have a picture from Daniel Miles. He is in our area, and he saw this streak across the sky. I believe this is in Stockton, or taken from Stockton. This bright streak was seen mainly off to the west, moving from west to east. Again, very long lasting, could be a large meteor, could be space debris. This was a video shot in Roseville that was sent to us, and you can see it stays in the sky for a long while. Some people actually saw more of that streaky kind of look to it, especially our neighbors off to Nevada and Utah. But this is what was seen over Roseville this evening. And we also have some video in from Land Park. Sending in some video this evening of this large streak. As you can see, the cars going by real time below there on the screen, and that streak kind of hovers over Land Park, as you can see, for quite some time. So we're still gathering more information. We checked in with NORAD. They don't seem to be concerned about it. Kind of the consideration that it could be space debris burning up on entry, could be a large meteor, but either way, people definitely saw it here in Northern California. Back to you.
Yeah, and interesting, the different perspectives. In some, it does look like a typical meteor, and in others, you can really see it breaking apart.
The first video clip we showed, yeah, you could see so much more definition in that one, and I don't know if that was maybe taken a little bit earlier before some of those things had disintegrated, but it was very interesting.
Okay, so we will continue to make calls, and we'll just bring you answers as we get them. Now to our wildfire coverage. A bulldozer operator was actually killed while fighting this fire. This is the Soberanes fire in Monterey County.
And CAL FIRE says the man died overnight when his bulldozer rolled down a steep hill. He was an independent private contractor who was trained to work on the fire lines, and he was out trying to create some containment lines around that fire when the bulldozer rolled. This fire has now grown to more than 23,000 acres, and the containment is still at 10%. It's already destroyed at least 20 homes.
And in Solano County, crews are battling a couple of fires. We can show you images of one of those fires. This is burning in a remote area of Dixon. Fire crews have been working to contain a 4-alarm vegetation fire that actually started yesterday, and then it rekindled. So you can see in some of these shots a black area from last night's fire. That burned about 100 acres. And then we're told an additional 100 acres burned today. Dixon Fire says the heat and the wind really pushed that fire. And also in Solano County, crews out at the fire at a wrecking and salvage yard off of Peabody Road. This is south of I-80 near Fairfield. This fire started at around 2:30 this afternoon. About 30 junk vehicles burned there. Well, crews do have the flames under control. They're still watching for hot spots, and investigators are looking into the cause. No one was hurt in that fire. Well, some cities are doing their best to keep residents cool during this heat wave, but more people have been suffering from heat-related illnesses.
Emergency officials in San Joaquin County say on a hot day like today, it is not the best time to be outdoors trying to exercise or play sports, and they are asking that you stay in air-conditioned areas like malls, libraries, and movie theaters whenever possible. Playgrounds in the sun were empty today, but we did see some water areas with visitors who were literally putting chairs in the water to keep cool. Doctors say the goal is to try to stay cool and stay safe because heat-related illness can be dangerous.
A lot of people don't know they're having heat-related illness. We'll get people, diabetics, people with other chronic condition, get very overheated even in their homes, and we'll see kids in cars, and so it's actually very serious. People sometimes don't take it as serious as they should.
Yeah, I'm not running, I'm just walking, you know, because I couldn't be able to run right now in this temperature. I heard it was going to be over 100 today, and I wasn't trying to practice or do nothing, so I thought coming out to the Delta was a good way to keep cool.
And doctors urge caution even in the water. They say the sun can hit your head, and they recommend you're always wearing a hat or try to stay in the shade.
And we have this reminder from the Sacramento Fire Department in this heat wave. They tweeted out that photo. That is a dog they rescued today from a hot car. And Sac Fire says even in the shade, even with the windows down, it was more than 120 degrees in that car. They ended their tweet today begging pet owners to stop doing this.
Yeah, it's one of those
How
things.
much more can we tell people?
Yeah, it's very, very hot inside those cars, and it's, you know, whatever temperature it is outside, it's going to be probably 15, 20, 25 degrees hotter inside of a car.
Yeah, if you've ever seen one of those rescues, it's absolutely pathetic seeing one of those animals being rescued. And anyway, just Don't do it.
Let's check in with Eileen now because this heat is not stopping anytime soon, Eileen.
Yeah, and you're just talking about the car safety with pets and kids. It just doesn't take much. The quick run into the store. I'll be back in just a minute. It goes 15, 20 minutes. When you have temperatures about 105 outside of the car, it only takes 20 to 30 minutes for those temperatures to reach above 130 degrees. So Brian was right. It just takes that quick moment that turns into 20 minutes and it's baking in the car. And that's even with the car's windows cracked open. I know this owner probably said, oh, I'm in the shade, but still that air is not circulating around in that car and it does continue to heat up. So we've got the Delta breeze back just a little bit this evening. That's why it felt a little bit cooler earlier on this evening in some spots in the valley. We've got this good breeze coming through Fairfield at 21 miles an hour. It's a noticeable change around Sacramento and Stockton this evening, but not so much in Modesto. So we're going to start out mild and some spots cooler than yesterday morning, but it still gets down into the 60s, we think, in most locations, like 64 in Stockton, 65 in Marysville. Obviously the cooler part of the day. We're at 62 in Fairfield early on tomorrow morning, but still about 70 is all we're going to get down to in Modesto. And in the foothills, you really start out warm in this kind of pattern, starting out at 70 in Placerville, about 72 in Auburn. Obviously very cool and comfortable at South Lake Tahoe, even up towards Truckee. Some days this week, they've been starting out in the 30s. So 96 in Modesto by noon tomorrow. We're at 95 in Marysville, 88 though in Fairfield, about 92 in Auburn around lunchtime tomorrow. So it heats up pretty quickly once we get past the morning time. And here's where we think we're going to end up for highs tomorrow. We're on 106 in Marysville, 107 in Sacramento. That would tie a record. Temperature around 105 in Stockton, 107 in Modesto, 97 in Fairfield, 100 in Placerville, 102 in Sonora, 101 in Auburn, and still close to 90 degrees at South Lake Tahoe, which for South Shore, that is very, very warm. So we've made some adjustments to the 7-day forecast as we kind of tweak things going through this heat wave, but we still have more heat ahead of us, and we'll give you the details on that coming up.
Okay, we'll let you get back to making phone calls on that.
I know, this has been a really crazy evening. I know,
Yeah.
If you saw the streaking light or have seen it on Twitter, we're going to get you more information ahead.
Okay, thanks, Eileen.
Sacramento community dealing with a bird problem. Just how many birds have invaded and the mess they're leaving behind.
Also, it's a story that got the attention of people all across the nation. Coming up, the big update for a Southern California boy whose prosthetic leg was stolen.
Hundreds of egrets and herons have moved into an Natomas apartment complex. It is nesting season, and that means lots of baby birds dropping from the trees.
KCRA 3's Kathy Park reports from Truxell Road in Natomas with a closer look at that situation.
This is a very young bird. This is one of the black-crowned night herons.
It's not so unusual to see a rescued baby bird, but it's quite a sight when you find 10 on the ground every day.
I actually just saw a bird drop, just right over there, just to the left of that tree.
Since May, hundreds of herons and egrets have moved into the grounds of Toscaro Apartments in Natomas, where they've certainly left their mark just about everywhere. They're making themselves at home for nesting season, and technically these animals were here first.
So Natomas used to be a big wetland, and so they've probably been nesting here for decades.
A lot has changed in the neighborhood, forcing these birds to adapt, with many close calls.
You could see, oh God. Yeah, they're so young and inexperienced, they don't recognize the danger.
Wildlife experts say the mortality rate out here is close to 90%. Part of that is nature.
The siblings jostle for, feed me, and then they knock each other out of their trees.
Other times, it's environment.
They fall into the hard surfaces and break bones, and then there's all the cars. You have a 6-lane road.
And when this happens, volunteers come to the rescue.
We rescue them in the middle of the night. We put them in our showers in little boxes so they sleep there, and we keep them cool.
Resident Gabe Harris has become a pro at handling the wildlife and says he's happy to coexist until the end of nesting season next month.
And the birds remind me of being at the harbor. And the smell did remind me kind of being at the beach down in Santa Cruz.
Kathy Park, KCRA 3 News.
Kathy also reports that while those birds are still nesting, the apartment complex can't disturb them under federal regulations, so the trees and the landscaping can't be cut back. Next year, they're planning to make some changes. They're hoping that the birds will build their nest somewhere else, but for now, the crews are out there every day with the power washer.
Wow.
Yeah.
We are continuing to follow that breaking news we told you about, and that is the bright light seen across the west tonight. We will have an update for you here in just a moment.
Yeah, some definitive answers maybe out of an Air Force base. Also, more dramatic twists in the Freddie Gray murder case. Why prosecutors are now dropping all charges against the Baltimore police officers who had yet to go to trial.
And 35 years after he tried to kill President Ronald Reagan, a judge rules that he should be set free. How the Reagan family is taking that news. And we've been following this breaking news, and it's the light in the sky. I know a lot of our viewers saw it this evening, wondered what this was. We're learning a little bit more now, Edie, because we have KTNV, which is a TV station in Las Vegas. They are saying they've spoken with officials at Nellis Air Force Base, and that Nellis has confirmed it was a meteor seen breaking up over the skies in Las Vegas.
We've seen some very interesting pictures. People across at least 4 states saw this tonight, so let's check in with Eileen and an update on what we know right now.
Well, we're still getting in pictures and great video from the streak across the sky, which happened just before 10 p.m. Our phones lit up in our own newsroom of people seeing this, and they're sending in video and pictures. Now, this video was taken in Nevada, in the Vegas area, and look how long lasting the streak in the sky was. So there is some consideration this could have been space debris, space junk, firing up and burning up on entry there. Nellis Air Force Base again in Nevada says it's a meteor. So, but just looking at the pictures, it was certainly impressive just how long this streak lasted in the sky, with different little flecks burning up here and there, as you can see, as it moved across the sky. Folks reported seeing it in the west, moving west to east, but either way, a lot of people saw this bright light in the sky streaking across, again, either a meteor or space debris. But of course, this happens higher up in the atmosphere. I know at some spots, even if you saw it locally, you might think, wow, this landed in my next door neighbor's yard. No, this was likely, 40 miles up into the atmosphere. This was video also taken in and around the Utah area. So this was seen across many states. This great video was Matt Holt's video from his cell phone as he was outside. And you can also see that streak in the sky and the little flecks burning up as well from a distance there. Now, this picture was actually taken locally. This is Caitlin sent this in from Manteca, and the streak across the sky, what it looked like in the San Joaquin Valley as it moved over. Again, this is a still picture. So this just goes to show you, I think that's a still, or is that actually video?
Video.
That does look like video. Video from, it is a still. Okay, so maybe just the picture was moving there, but it's a still photo of this, what it looked like from Manteca. We also have video from Stockton. Now, certainly you can tell here, this was video. Hard to get, your hand shakes a little bit, but that was video from Stockton as the streak went across the sky. And also some other spots. Daniel Miles sending us some pictures of what he saw. He also lives in Stockton, and you can see that bright light up in the sky there. Also in Roseville, seeing those pictures coming in here. This is video coming in from Roseville of this streak as it moved across, maybe at the tail end of when this meteor or space debris was moving across our skies this evening. Again, this is taken in Roseville. We've heard from people in the Lincoln area, down towards Elk Grove, and beyond in the San Joaquin Valley. And this is over Land Park. I believe this viewer was actually at Land Park Bowl and just got outside and said, wow, look at that streak. But you can see the cars moving in real time, so you can see just how long lasting this was in the sky there. So moving across slow enough that people caught the video of it, and we were getting great pictures in still to KCRA. And if you have any video you want to send to us via Twitter, we're at KCRA News. That's our Twitter handle. Thanks. Back to you.
Okay, Eileen, thank you. And it's true. I mean, for people to have the time to get out their phone, to get into it, get the camera going, and then roll some video and some great shots from people.
Shows you how long it was
exactly.
so visible. Covering California tonight, a car smashes into a home in Los Angeles, and at least 8 people have been sent to the hospital. Here's some helicopter footage that shows the car. Look how buried deep inside that home it is. Firefighters were working to try to get it out. We're told all 8 of the victims sent to the hospital were inside the home when the car came through. 5 of them are in serious condition tonight. And now to the Bay Area. A San Francisco police officer has been charged with making and possessing a banned assault rifle and banned parts. 50-year-old Thomas Abrahamson turned himself in and was booked into jail on 2 felony gun charges. The 18-year veteran of the police force was put on administrative leave, and his arrest follows a year-long investigation that was based on information from his colleagues.
Dramatic developments today involving those Baltimore police officers accused of causing a fatal injury to Freddie Gray. There were massive protests after he died in their custody last year. But today, prosecutors dropped the charges against 3 officers after 3 other officers were acquitted. Tom Costello's in Baltimore tonight with the reaction.
Caught on video last year, the arrest of 25-year-old Freddie Gray pushed into the back of a police van. Just an hour later, he was rushed to the hospital with a broken neck. His death touched off weeks of unrest and riots in Baltimore and a federal investigation into police brutality.
We have probable cause to file criminal charges.
The newly elected Baltimore prosecutor quickly filed charges against 6 officers. But after 4 trials and no convictions, today the prosecutor dropped the remaining cases while accusing police and the justice system of undermining her case.
There was a reluctance and an obvious bias that was consistently exemplified not by the entire Baltimore Police Department, but by individuals within the Baltimore Police Department at every stage of the investigation.
But many legal experts have long questioned the charges.
I feel like the prosecutors were overreaching from day one, and she was as indignant and defiant at the end as she was in the beginning of this case.
Black Lives Matter! The case helped energize the national Black Lives Matter movement, with demonstrations in cities across the country and a group of mothers taking the stage at the DNC last night.
This is about saving our children.
Today, NAACP leaders suggested the case had led to changes in police procedures.
Because of what she did in the state's attorney in bringing charges, now we have cameras in the van.
In a peaceful Baltimore today, mixed reaction.
She prosecuted them, or she brought charges up maybe to stop the riots.
I don't think anything's really going to change in this city. We've been the same way for many years.
The man who shot former President Ronald Reagan is a free man tonight. A federal judge ordered the release of John Hinckley Jr. from a mental hospital after 35 years. As NBC's Pete Williams reports, that decision is not sitting well with the Reagan family.
A federal judge says 35 years after John Hinckley Jr. shot President Reagan and 3 others outside a Washington hotel, he's not the profoundly disturbed 25-year-old he was then, and now at age 61 is no longer a danger to himself or others. Starting next month, Hinckley can stop living at the mental hospital where he's been treated since 1982, when a jury found him not guilty by reason of insanity, and live full-time with his 90-year-old mother at a gated community in Williamsburg, Virginia, 2 hours south of Washington, where he's been staying up to 17 days a month. Reagan's oldest son, Michael, tweeted today that his father forgave Hinckley, adding, "Maybe we should do the same." But daughter Patty Davis said, forgiving someone doesn't mean you let them loose in Virginia to pursue whatever dark agendas they may still hold dear. Some of the Hinckley neighbors in Williamsburg say they're worried.
To bring him here and put him in under the care of his 90-year-old mother seems to be a pretty foolish decision.
The judge ordered Hinckley to continue psychiatric treatment, get a job or do volunteer work, stay away from government officials, and have no contact with members of the Reagan family or Jodie Foster, the actress he was trying to impress by shooting President Reagan. If all goes well, Hinckley will be allowed to start living on his own a year from now. But the man who prosecuted Hinckley says that should never happen.
I don't think that anybody who tries to nullify a national election with a bullet should ever be walking free, no matter what their mental state.
Hinckley's lawyer says the ruling that he's no longer dangerous should reassure people that the mental health system and the courts worked well. Pete Williams, NBC News at federal court in Washington.
Now for an update on a story we first told you about yesterday.
Yeah, a Southern California boy whose prosthetic leg was stolen is now getting a new one.
Liam Brennis was fitted with a new leg yesterday. We told you this 4-year-old's prosthetic leg was stolen while his family was exploring tide pools at a beach on Sunday. The family says after the story went public, several prosthetics companies offered to make him a new artificial limb for free. There were also many donations that poured in.
All the kindness and everything that people have reached out to do, thank you. It's definitely helping me adjust with that.
Ready? Well, Liam's mom says the money will be used to send him to a special kids camp for amputees, and the rest of the money will be donated to organizations that make prosthetics.
Paying it forward,
good
literally.
Outcome. Good outcome.
Well, there was a special celebration tonight for a really smart kid.
Really smart. And when the NewsHour returns, why this 12-year-old is being called one of the top students in the nation.
And we do have day number 6 of our heat wave coming in tomorrow with temperatures expected into triple-digit range. How much longer do we have to endure this heat? We're going to be looking at the 7-day, which we tweaked this evening, all coming up.
New tonight, a South Sacramento community is celebrating one smart kid, and tonight he's encouraging his peers and saying they can be high achievers too.
Hard work, and hard work pays off.
So he's modest, he's shy, 12 years old, but he's a superstar in school. His grades rank higher than 98% of students.
His method is very simple, and one thing that's not holding him back is his environment. KCRA 3's Dana Griffin has this positive story from a community that does not always get them.
Everyone's smart. It's just, they just don't see it in themselves.
What a mindset for a 12-year-old. But Nick Tobin is not your typical 12-year-old. He's ranked in the top 2% of students nationwide and even was awarded for outstanding academic excellence by President Obama. It's not every day the Sacramento Kings dancers show up to a party in your honor, or a city councilor with their certificate of recognition.
On behalf of the city of Sacramento, congratulations, Nico.
I try to be humble about it because not a lot of people can have this kind of experience.
Nick has made straight A's since the first grade. He was given the option to skip 2 grades, but decided he didn't want to miss the experience of spending 7th grade with his friends. He's from the Florin Road area, considered a disadvantaged neighborhood, and tonight's party was as much about recognizing him as it was about finding the next Nick.
In certain areas, they have no mentorship as far as to encourage them that they can be that next doctor, they can be that next lawyer. And here, when they get here, we show them that.
And it's here at the Elmo Avenue Slider Community Center they're working to break barriers so more diamonds in the rough can shine bright.
Do you have any advice for other kids your age on how they can achieve great things like you?
As long as they don't give up and try hard and just never stop looking at their dreams and just keep going, keep pushing.
In Sacramento, Dana Griffin, KCRA 3 News.